Beginning, the covenant. Everything does not begin at birth, not even with pregnancy. It begins with an encounter between a man and a woman. Not just two bodies, but two lives meeting in love, in trust, in surrender. Where touch is not taking, but giving. Where closeness is not a coincidence, but a response. In that unity, in that quiet attunement, something opens. A space, a sacred space, where love is not only felt, but becomes fruitful.
Intimacy, the opening. The woman's body begins to prepare. Even before anything is visible, there is movement. In the rhythm of her cycle, her body shifts. Desire intensifies. Her womb prepares, as if her whole being gently whispers, "I am available for life." And when man and woman meet, in softness, in reverence, more than touch happens. Every breath, every tremor, every contraction is attuned, not only to each other, but to something greater than themselves. Intimacy is not a moment, it is an opening.
Fertilization, the beginning of life. And then fertilization, invisible, silent, yet everything changes. Only one sperm is chosen to enter the egg, one moment where two worlds meet. And from that point, life begins, not as an idea, but as reality. A new body is formed, a unique DNA, a unique blueprint, never existing before and never to be repeated again. The first cell division begins, and another, as if life itself says, "I have begun."
Pregnancy, the carrying. And then the carrying begins. Not yet visible to the world, but deeply felt within. From the very first moment, everything changes. Her hormones shift, her body makes space. Her entire system attunes to the life within. The placenta forms, a unique organ existing only for this life, a connection between mother and child, where nourishment, oxygen, and protection meet. The child grows in the amniotic fluid, safe, held. And something else happens. The mother's brain changes. She becomes more sensitive, more receptive, more attuned, as if her whole being opens to feel, to carry, to protect. The child's heart begins to beat early, and slowly everything develops. Organs, senses, movement. The child responds, moves, grows, always in attunement, never separate.
The bond. What forms between mother and child is not just a connection, it is attunement, a relationship without words. The child feels her, and she feels the child. Before language, there is connection. Before visible contact, there is presence. Life does not only grow in her, it grows with her.
Preparing for birth. And then, a moment comes when the child begins to prepare. It turns, it descends, it seeks the way down. The mother's body follows. Her pelvis softens, her body opens. Everything cooperates. Not directed from the outside, but from within, as if a deep intelligence is present that knows exactly what to do.
Birth. And then it begins, the contractions, not chaos, but rhythm, a movement of opening, of letting go, of passage. The waters break, the fluid flows, the child moves, turns, follows the way, and then it is born, not as performance, but as revelation, a new life taking its first breath. The lungs fill with air, the heart adapts, and then the sound, the first breath, the first cry. Life made visible. After birth, the first nourishment. The child is placed on the chest, skin to skin. Warmth, rest, recognition. It smells familiar. It feels known, as if it knows, I am home. And then, the first nourishment. The first drops of mother's milk, often called liquid gold. Not only nutrition, but attunement. The mother's body responds to the needs of the child. The more the child drinks, the more she gives. Not calculation, but relationship.
The mirror, a soft opening. And maybe, just maybe, this is more than biology. Maybe it shows us something about how life begins, about how life is carried, about how life is brought forth. Maybe what we see here is a reflection of a deeper reality, where love does not only exist, but creates, where life is not only formed, but given, and where carrying always comes before revealing.
Closing. Our bodies do not lie. They carry a story of connection, of life, of love. And maybe, if we dare to look closely and feel gently, we begin to recognize something older than ourselves, something calling us, not only to understand, but to remember.